Hi, I'm Chiamaka Chukwuneke, and our research topic is IgboBERT models, building and training transformer models for the Igbo language. Igbo is a southeastern Nigerian language and belongs to the Niger-Congo family. It is one of the three major official Nigerian languages and an official minority language in Equatorial Guinea and Cameroon. Approximately 45 million speakers. Igbo have approximately 45 million speakers, but very few NLP resources for interaction in this technological era. Hence, it is a low-resourced language. We are motivated to research on this language because it have many speakers but lacks NLP resources. In this work, we created human-labeled publicly available datasets for Igbo language. We built an IgboBERT language model from scratch. The code, the data, and the model are released publicly to support Igbo NLP and also to contribute to the African NLP efforts. We identified 3 challenges in Igbo language in the course of this work, which are the orthography, the multi-word expression, and ambiguity. We noticed that Igbo texts are written with 3 different orthographies. The first is the ellipsis, which made use of the diacritics, the African or Anglicized, where the diacritics were stripped off, and the orthography, which makes use of only the dot diacritics. From the table here, we can see some of the text written using these various diacritics and the way they are written. The multi-word expression, words with different words that have their individual meanings when brought together in Igbo have a different meaning. Let me explain what I mean for using this first word here. The first multi-word expression here, we have akwụkwọ nri. Akwụkwọ alone on its own means leaves. Nri means food. But when they are written together in Igbo, akwụkwọ nri, it now means is refers to a word vegetable. The ụgbọ igwe, ụgbọ on its own is vehicle and also car. We call it vehicle or car. Then igwe is iron. But when they are written together, they form a multi-word in Igbo expression. It is ụgbọ igwe is noun train. Then the ambiguity. We have words that with different meaning, a word with different meaning, depending on how it is used or how it is written. We can explain that using some of these sentences here. Oji egbe ya gbuo egbe. He used his gun to kill gun. That is the Google translation, which is wrong. You can see the second sentence where the diacritics were put in place. Oji egbe ya gbuo egbe, which means he used his gun to kill kite. That word egbe can mean gun. It also means kite. But the difference is when you now apply the various diacritics, it shows the different meaning, the particular word you are referring to. Same we can see in the second sentence there. The table here shows us the data sources and the accounts. The data we used for this work, we are gotten from various sources. We can see the various sources of the data we used. Mostly it came from the JW website. We can see the number of sentences from each source. The third column is the tokens, and the Next one is the orthography, in which these texts are written with. We annotated the data sets using the BIO, beginning inside-out tagging scheme, to label the entities. And the entities we labeled or we annotated are the personal name, the organization, the location. The date and time was annotated as date, or they were tagged as date. And the tool we used for this is the ELISA tool. And why we use this tool is because it gives us the opportunity for the inter-annotation agreement. We're able to check the inter-annotation agreement between the annotators using this ELISA tool. Here is the annotated entity distribution. It shows us the percentage distribution of the entities in the data set, in the Igbo NER data set. We can see the dates, about 13.11%, the organization 24.55%, the person 30.46%, and the location 31.87%. In this research, we performed some experiments. Firstly, we trained Igbo language model, IgboBERT, from scratch using transformers and tokenizers to have a baseline model for Igbo language named entity recognition. IgboBERT was pre-trained with the masked language modeling objective, and the training we did was 5-epoch training because of the limited resources at the time of the training. We then fine-tuned the IgboBERT model on named entity recognition downstream task using our Igbo NE dataset, the Igbo dataset that we created. Some state-of-art models like MBERT, XLM Roberta, and the StillBERT were also fine-tuned to a downstream name entity recognition task using our Igbo NE dataset. The table here shows us the results from at the end of our fine-tuning. We can see the MBERT results we got after fine-tuning MBERT, XLMR, the StillBERT, and IgboBERT using our Igbo NE dataset. And from this result, we can see that MBERT has the highest F1 score, while the IgboBERT and have the lowest score. Summary and contribution. This work, the main contribution is we created the first Igbo NE dataset. The first and only transformer-based language model pre-trained on Igbo language was developed. IgboBERT achieved an F1 score of 77.94, but there was no convergence in the training versus validation loss, which resulted in overfitting. And we know that overfitting mostly is caused by using small data in the training. And when you check we compare the data we used in training this IgboBERT to the data used in all these state-of-art model like the MBERT, we can see that the amount of data used in training the IgboBERT was relatively small, and this contributed to the overfitting. And in our further studies, in our further research, we are going to be handling this issue of overfitting by automatically creating more Igbo NE data sets. And we are also going to introduce gazetteers to increase the Igbo data set that we use to fine-tune this model so as to overcome the issue of overfitting. We are acknowledging the Tertiary Education Fund, Trust Fund that are funding this research. We also acknowledge the JW website, the Igbo Radio, the coordinator that gave us permission to use their data from the website. Also, we thank the reviewers for their useful comments and for reading the draft. Thank you.